I'm Julie, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about how I set goals in my planner, and I'll be making a page to help me track one of my 2022 goals. Back at the beginning of January, I created this page showing my one little word for 2022, which is balance. I'll link the video on the screen in case you're interested in seeing it. On this page, I used the image of a seesaw to show some areas of my life that I felt were out of balance in 2021. A lot of the reason being because of everything that's been going on. It's definitely been a difficult few years. I wrote down the area on the seesaw and then wrote some things that I wanted to spend less time doing and things that I felt it was important to spend more time doing. They're not goals because goals have to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timed. So what I need to do is turn each of these areas into a specific goal setting plan for the year. The first one is spending, and I've put that I want to use more of what I have already and have less spending on planner supplies, something that maybe some of you may be able to relate to, and that's the area that I'm going to be creating a plan for today. Next is productivity. We all have jobs that we put off doing, so I really want to look at some of the tasks that I've been putting off doing, some of them for more than 2 years, and see if I can find a way to tackle these and get them done. Social life is the next one. Obviously, over the last couple of years, I've spent a lot of time alone in my house, quite a bit of time with my parents who live next door to me, but it's been very difficult to be able to get out and see friends because of what's been going on in the world. And even things like going out to the shops, going out to the cinema, going out to the theatre, all of those things have ground to a halt. And as we start 2022 and hopefully things are looking a little bit brighter, I'd like to think that maybe I could get out a little bit more this year. Self-care is the next one. I've just put more taking care of myself and less anxiety and stress. It's been, as I say, a difficult time. I'm looking after my parents who've had quite a few health worries over the last few years. And there are just some things I think I could do to make sure I'm looking after myself so that I'm in a better position to look after them. Next one is work-life balance. During the pandemic, I discovered social media in a big way and started on Instagram and obviously now on YouTube, which I'm really enjoying. But for a while, it did throw things out of kilter and I found that it was very hard to juggle the two things. So in 2022, I really want to make sure I've got a good balance between having fun on social media, making friends, doing YouTube and Instagram, but also spending time on my creativity. For those of you who don't know, I have an online card shop on folksy.com. Most people have never heard of Folksy, everybody's heard of Etsy, but Folksy is a UK site and I've been on there for just over a year. The last one is a little bit related to self-care. It's about television. I'm a big TV watcher. But what I found over the last couple of years is that I have spent probably 90% of the time watching the news and the politics and getting very stressed out about what's going on in the world today. Watching shows that I enjoy obviously relaxes me. Watching the news and politics is obviously important. I think it's good to know what's going on in the world and I need to make sure that I'm just not watching too much. So obviously these are more general and are more like wishes than goals. So what I'm intending to do is create a goals page related to each of the areas. And today I'm going to be looking at spending. So is it just me or is spending an issue for you? I'm always giving the advice to new planners that you don't need all the things, but I know how tempting it is when there's so much out there from Happy Planner. And now there's lots of small sticker shops too. So it's really hard to resist the urge to keep buying lots of stickers. Talking of stickers, I'm going to meet one of the goals I'll be setting today, which is to use what I have and crack open my Miss Maker, which I bought from the Happy Planner and have yet to use. I'll also be using Functionally Chic from Love Posh, and I've pulled out this heart washi that's a peachy pink colour that matches the Miss Maker sticker book. So let's get started. I'm going to put some of this washi at the top. The dot grid on this paper from the Stay Wild journal is quite helpful, helps to line things up. And I'm just going to use this to put a title at the top. found this Create sticker in the Miss Maker Value Pack, so I'm going to be using that as my title for this page, because although it's about spending less, it's also about creating more. That might need to be a bit further over. Sometimes I count the squares to make sure things are exactly in the centre. I think that will do. I'm going to use these tiny square stickers to write down and list the goals that I want to set. And as I say, goals need to be SMART goals. So when I write in here, I'll be making sure that these goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and timed. I've written down my 5 goals that I want to meet in order to have more balance, and these are all measurable targets. So to spend less on crafting in 2022, so that's an easy comparison because I keep a record of what I've spent each month, and so I can just compare the two figures. Plan to use all sticker books, leave no book unused. So at the moment I've got several books that I haven't even touched from last year, so it will be quite easy to monitor this, and by the end of 2022 have I used all my sticker books. To destash unwanted sticker sheets, again that's an easy one, I just need to get around to doing it. Complete at least 2 scrapbooking projects. I haven't had as much time to spend on scrapbooking because I've been setting up my YouTube channel and doing other things, so I need to get back to doing scrapbooking because that's another love of mine. So that's very measurable. And the last one is create additional planner pages apart from my weekly plan. So in order to be using my stickers and creating more, I want to make sure that I'm creating extra pages, which I started doing last year, but I want to do more of this year, and also to make sure that I'm using my memory planner more. As I said, this is something that I did last year. I kept a record of what I spent every month, and so it's going to be quite straightforward to be able to do a comparison. I know already in January so far I've spent a lot less than I did in January last year. Last year I bought several sticker books. This year I haven't bought one sticker book so far. Still got a way to go, but I'm hoping I can hold out. I am planning up to do a follow-up video to this next month, and not just to talk about how I'm getting on, but to talk about planner supplies and why we buy so much, and maybe suggest some strategies that I'm trying to use to resist the temptation to buy all the things. Having all these black boxes is very useful. I'll make sure that I link in the description Jessica's books, her website. I do try to link products in the description box, especially as I know if you're an English planner it can be harder to get hold of things. What I'll probably do is split the box in two, probably with a diagonal line, so that I can record the spending in 2021 and the spending in 22, just to make a comparison. Unbelievably, in Miss Maker I couldn't find anything about craft spending, but in Crafty Stick Babe there is this shopping sticker, so I'm going to use that just at the top there. And now the fun part, I'm going to use the little Miss Maker book just to add some stickers here. So I'll try to find some that are relevant. Got a planner here. Happy plans. And some discs. and some pens. I'm finding the stickers harder and harder to get up from some of the Happy Planner books recently, particularly the clear stickers. That's a bit near. By the way, I used a Pentel Energel 0.7 on the writing. Camera would be good, as I do lots of scrapbooking, or I'm aiming to do lots of scrapbooking. Got to have some washi, although actually no, that's a tape measure, not a washi, but let's just pretend it's washi. And I think one more thing. Oh, a scrapbook, definitely. Let's have the red one, reddy pink one. Might need to move something over. I've added the line so I can separate my 2022 spending from my 2021 spending and make a comparison and see if I can achieve my goal of spending less on crafting this year. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my process of how I break down my wishes for the year, hopes for the year, whatever you want to call them, into more achievable goals and how I'm going to be tracking them this year in my planner. As I say, I will come back and revisit this topic later in a YouTube video, so make sure you watch out for that one. I'd love to hear your comments on how you go about planning your goals for the year. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you'd click that button so you can be notified about future content. I post at least 2 times a week, and one of those is always my weekly plan. Thanks for joining me today. Happy planning, take care, and see you soon.